This video will cover Newton's first law. Newton's first law, or the law of inertia, states that an object in motion will stay in motion and an object at rest will stay at rest unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. The three main ideas we will be discussing are unbalanced forces cause change in motion, more mass equals more inertia, and balanced forces cause an object's motion to stay the same. So just keep those ideas in mind throughout this video. First, we will talk about balanced forces. Balanced forces are forces on an object that are equal in measure, which means the object's motion stays the same. Before I continue, you should know that in physics, the letter N stands for newtons, which is the unit for force. Now here's an example of balanced forces. This box has no forces acting in the y direction, but in the x direction there are two forces. They both equal 50 newtons and are acting in opposite directions. As a result of this, the forces will cancel out. This means the object's motion is not changed. Next, we will talk about unbalanced forces. Unbalanced forces cause an object's motion to change, so that can be an object moving after being at rest or an object accelerating while it's already in motion. Also, when there are unbalanced forces acting on an object, the object will move in the direction of the greater force. While doing the next examples, think about which way the object will move or if it won't move at all. Here's a box and 20 newtons of force are acting in opposite directions. As we know from the previous slide, this object won't move at all because there are balanced forces acting on it. Here's another box. This box has 20 newtons pushing the box to the right, but only 10 newtons pushing the box to the left. This means the box will move to the right because that is the direction of the greater force. Now we will talk about inertia. Basically, inertia is one word that sums up Newton's first law. Inertia is a quantity of an object that measures how hard it is to stop an object in motion or to start an object's motion if it's at rest. The more inertia an object has, the harder it is to stop or move. The amount of inertia an object has is determined by the object's mass. More mass equals more inertia. Let's do an example. Keep in mind which of the two objects has more inertia. First, we will do a problem with an object at rest. There are two dumbbells. One is 20 pounds and the other one is 10. Which one do you think has more inertia? Since the second one has a greater mass, that means the second one will also have the greater inertia. And since it has a greater inertia, it will be harder to pick up. Let's look at another example where the objects are already in motion. A baseball and a tennis ball are both flying through the air. Which one will have more inertia? Just like the last example, the object with the greater mass will have the greater inertia, so in this case it's the baseball. Also, since it has the greater inertia, the baseball will be harder to stop than the tennis ball.